Hey guys, I wanted to share with you a special story slash question that both Michael and I have gotten God knows how many times, which is how we met. I know our situation is very different than most, so I think that's why we both got asked like so many times how we met one another. So this video is for that, and for our family and friends who I believe pretty much everyone's heard the story now, but maybe they haven't heard it for its entirety, which is the point of the story. So family and friends, hope you enjoy this. Yeah. So hopefully Michael, who's not here sadly, will get to share his version at some point. He's a busy man, so fingers crossed. Yeah. So let me paint the scene for you guys. I was traveling, one of my favorite things to do, with one of my favorite people to travel with, my best friend, Morgan. So we were doing one of those like cram everything you possibly can in 10 days trip to the UK and Europe. We just did 24 hours in Paris. Prior to that we were in Dublin, so we're like running on fumes, we are beat. We get to London, we check in our hotel. News to us, we didn't really do proper research. We were recommended by a friend to stay in this really cool hotel. News to us, it wasn't centrally located to everything we wanted to see. That tidbit will like play into the rest of the story in a minute. But yeah, so we were pretty far away from everything we wanted to be near. So we should have like further researched that, but it's okay because everything happens for a reason and we were supposed to be there for a reason, obviously. So get to the hotel, take a quick nap to like rejuvenate. Take a nap, try and wake up and percolate and like snap out of it and get it together. We head out to find the DLR, which is like their extension of, or it's their public transportation, which is an extension of the tube, because we're like out of the center of the city, as I mentioned. So we go across the street, we don't see it, like it doesn't hit us in our face. So I pop in a restaurant to like ask someone to point us in the right direction. There's no one. Weird. It's Friday. Literally can't, like no one asks. So then I go to the patio. Patio's popping, lots of people. The first person that I talk to is this like really bearded man, and I just ask him, can you point us in the right direction of the DLR? And he tells us, go up the stairs, make a right, it's gonna be on your left hand side. Thanks. Thinking perfect. And then he says, you know, if you still are lost, we're gonna be leaving here shortly and we can help you, which was super kind. So anyways, Morgan and I get to the map and looking at it for the DLR, and we're like, shoot. We didn't really like particularly plan out too well exactly where we wanted to go. We had some recommendations like of an area from some friends. But like of course stops in like an area are two different things. So we're trying to look at it on the map and we're like, not exactly sure what to do. Also, mind you, we are jet lagged, we are hungry, we have no Wi-Fi, and we're tired. Obviously, we took a quick nap, but we're still tired. So we're still like in good spirits and like having a good time, but like we're still also feeling like we need food, like we need nourishment. We're not feeling great. So like as we're feeling like dang, we're stuck, the whole group of people who was with that man who gave us the directions starts walking up the steps, and he comes up to us. He's like, oh, are you guys, you know, do you still need help with directions? And he tries to help us, and we're telling him, oh, we're trying to go to this area. And there's two women in the whole group. It was like 25 people, and it was mostly all men, I mean, except for these two women. And so then the women start helping us too, and like, oh, where are you trying to go? And we're pointing to this, or telling them the name of this area, but we weren't sure what exit that was, and we didn't have Wi-Fi. And she's helping us and kind of telling us where it is, but she's saying, you know, it's really far from here, it's gonna take you a really long time, and like you don't have Wi-Fi. She suggested for Morgan and I to come with them. They're gonna go to like this area of pubs, which they serve food and things. So she was like, you know, if you girls just come with us, it'll be easier for you. And I'm like, sweet, that's obviously no brainer. We'll be able to get something to eat. It'll be easy to get there. And it was just funny because Morgan and I are like yin yang, right? So I'm always like, yeah, like meet new people, awesome, like new adventure, awesome. I'm like usually the guest person, and Morgan's usually the let's think about it. Is this a really good idea? They are strangers, like, so together we really complement each other well. And it was funny because she's like, should we go with them? I'm like, yeah, we should. So anyways, we did. Obviously, we're going on public transportation, totally fine. And on the ride, on the DLR ride, I did notice Michael. He was like talking with his, you know, co-workers, and he was like laughing. I just thought, like, what a happy, handsome man. I did think that as this lady is talking to us. I was like, I see you, happy, handsome young man. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, so she's talking to us and she's asking us, like, you know, what we're trying to do, why we're there, what we're trying to see. And we told her the typical tourist attractions, London Eye, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, all those fun things. And then we asked her, so it was Friday night, but for Saturday night we did want to go out dancing somewhere. So we're asking her, or the two of them, for any recommendations of anywhere fun to go. And she's like, you know, I don't really go out anymore. I don't really have any suggestions. She's like, but you know, Michael might. And Michael was younger, or the youngest person in the whole group. So she calls over Michael. And I go, it's Michael, okay. I already noticed you, but yeah, okay. And she's asking him, like, oh, you know, do you have any suggestions for these young girls who want to go out tomorrow? And Michael was like, you know, got chatting with us, super friendly, super nice guy that he is. And he, it was just really easy to talk to him, of course. And we, as soon as we got off the DLR, the restaurant was like right there, or pub I should say, and all the co-workers were like drinking, getting more drinks. Morgan and I, famished, we sit down, we order salmon. We're like so excited to eat and get some nourishment. And Michael sits down with us. He's the only one. He sat down with us and got us some drinks, super sweet. And we just were like talking about anything and everything. It was like so easy to talk to him, like it always has been. And it's just like natural and easy, and the three of us just had a good time, good laughs. Like, Michael has family in the States, so like he had a lot of, like, he could relate to us in a lot of ways. And then it came to a point where he's like, well, you know, what are you doing tomorrow? If you'd like, I can show you, you know, because we told him we wanted to go see all the typical tourist attractions. So he's like, oh, if you'd like, you know, I could show you around. And I was like, wow, that'd be fantastic. Because again, like, we didn't plan out anything. We didn't book any tours. Are you kidding? We just like last minute wing things, unfortunately. I mean, I feel like as time has gone on, we've gotten a little more like, let's make plans. But for the most part, usually we're like, let's figure it out ourselves. But a lot of times you end up wasting so much time when you're figuring it out yourself. So when he was offering, obviously I was like, this handsome man wants to take us around London. Okay, I'm not an idiot, I'm gonna say okay. So yeah, that's what happened. And it was actually really incredible because he was living right next to Big Ben at the time. Like right on that street. And he got up extra early after we had been out late that night. Gets up extra early, takes the DLR in, like, all the way out to where we are to pick us up, to then take us all the way back in the city to see all those things. And it was just funny because I remember after we met him, and he made sure we knew how to get back home. Like, he was just so thoughtful with everything and so helpful and like just kind. And when Morgan and I left after we met him that night, she's like, what do you think he wants? Like, he's gonna show us around tomorrow? Like, do you think there's anything he wants from us? Or I was like, I think he's just a nice guy. And that is what I thought. I also thought he was like a handsome, nice guy, but definitely thought he was like a super nice guy. And I mean, there's a lot more details I could bore you with, but that's like how I met him. And we spent the whole weekend together, the three of us, and it was just like fun. So fun and easy to be with him. Lots of other stuff, but mostly just fun. And he's just such a gentleman and so kind. So I got really quite lucky, and that was all part of God's plan, I believe, because the amount of things that led me to be in that one place to meet him right then, and same with him being in that place, is like, it's not ironic, it wasn't coincidental. I think it was all part of God's plan.